Hey, it's Sporty King, and welcome to Gift Friday. Gift Friday, I created it because so often we hear TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Yet I say, what allure does Friday have to that person who took their last breath on Thursday or any other day before that, for that matter? So what I've done is learn to use Psalm 92 and 2. It is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. Thus, I call it TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Because the gift and the blessing and the joy of being able to go through a whole day, the chance to go to sleep and get up and do it again tomorrow, it means we should be thanking God all day. So when we move the T and TGIF to the end, we find what we really must give thanks for, and that is today. GIFT, gift. God is for today. And the Gift Friday is the online sharing of my original poems and it's their possible use to inspire audiences online or in person. Each poem will be my gift to you. So what I'll do here you'll hear me read and share the poem or the gift. And then you will be able to click on the link. I'll drop it in the thread and download your keepsake colorful poem. Today's poem is from my book, I Found Out I'm Living. And its title is What Happens When We Leave God Out of Love? Oops, where are we? Here we go. What happens when we leave God out of love? I'm going to first read the introduction to you that accompanies it in the book. An introduction says, so often we want to justify trials and tribulations in our lives as acts of the devil. The twists and turns and drops in my life have all come compliments of God's love for me and mine for God. There is no other power at work in my life. The deeper I look inside and within, the more joy I find in sharing my gift with you. May these closing poems remind you to stay the path of faith that has delivered you today. Know that each of us is in place right now to save a life. Know that there is no life more important to save than your own, because yours is an intricate message that simply must be shared. What happens when we leave God out of life? What happens when we leave God out of life? Oops, I'm sorry, out of love. Remix. What happens when we leave God out of love? What happens to those around us? What can we really do? What will we really have to share? What happens to me and you? What happens when we leave God out of love? How can we share or be happy? How does that make us feel? How can our relationships remain true? How will we know love is real? What happens when we leave God out of love? Where do we find ourselves? Where is our light? Where is that feeling of satisfaction? Where is that knowledge that says this is right? What happens when we leave God out of love? Why does our heart become covered with hate? Why don't we care? Why are we so cold? Why do we let love's freshness become stale and then let it become old? What happens when we leave God out of love? Who are we really cheating? Who has the most at stake? Who? Whose heart really breaks? When we leave God out of love, there are no answers, only questions. What, how, where, why, who, and when. Questions that lead to doubt. So before you call it love, make sure that you know what He's all about. I've got 3 points I want to make with you for this poem. And the first one is, we leave God out of love. Did you notice that? We leave God out of love by not acknowledging the fact that we can't, because God is love. That's why the final stanza is when we leave God out of love, there are no answers, only questions that lead to doubt. So before you call it love, make sure you know what he's all about. And the questions, what, how, where, why, who, and when. You see, I purposely put them out of order because when we leave God out of love, there is no order. And also why the first word is when, because it's when we leave God out of love. So make sure that you know that in order for you to have love, you have to have God in your love. Meanwhile, I've got a bonus poem for you because in the introduction, it says these final poems. And here's the second poem. It's called, What Would You Do If You Were God? And here's the poem. It's simple. You'd laugh. Thank you. That's the end. That's the poem. And you'll get that bonus poem on the video as well. My book is available at sportyking.com. I'm going to drop the poem in both feeds that I have. There's one, and here's number 2. Let me get it in there for you. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, come on, technology. I don't have a mouse on this phone, on this computer. Here we go. Okay. There you are. You have your gift poems. Enjoy. Thank you. God bless you. Thanks for watching Gift Friday. And remember that every day is a gift because you are also the gift. Thank you for being a gift to me. God bless you. Ciao.